I hate film college. Let me explain something with film college, right? There we go. Let me explain something with film college, right? I've been in film college 3.5 years now. How many movies have I made in film college? 0. How many papers have I written about movies? I couldn't tell you. More than I could count. It's ridiculous. Yeah, COVID fucked my last year of uni up. It was a total waste of a year. You know, I thought it was COVID, but it's just my school. Because it's like the whole liberal arts thing, right? So they want you to be a well-rounded individual. Instead, what happened really is that they just have me do all this useless bullshit. And they say, figure it out on your own on how to do your actual job, right? Because I'm getting a film degree, right? You need to know how to make movies if you want to get into the film industry. You actually need to know what to do on set. I've worked on set with some of my contemporaries in my classes. They don't know anything, right? There's a lot of vocabulary used in film, right? That's like, fly me in a blankety blank. Fly me in a stinger, right? What's a stinger? What's fly me in? Fly me in is just like get a thing, bring it here, bring it to me. Get a thing and bring it to me. And then a stinger is like an extension cord, right? What exactly is like making movies, right? Because studying about movies and making movies is two different things. See, I did video game art, so they was like, oh yeah, you got a PC, you can do it all from home and fuck off. Yeah. I used to do video game production management. Now that school's closed down, they actually went bankrupt because of COVID. I think there was some shenanigans going on there. I used to love doing that, actually. I really love doing that. But yeah, it was very project based there. So what would happen is I'd get a crew because I was the producer. I'd manage everything. But basically what happened is for all these projects is that they wouldn't know what to do for very basic stuff. You know, so it was a project would just sit there in limbo forever. Get a programmer that's college age and would much rather play Overwatch to do like basic code, right? It's like there's a book about coding that I have and coding management called Mythical Man Month, and in it they talk about how hurting programmers is like hurting cats. You know, it just doesn't work really. I did a lot of esports management. It was very high stakes. It was like the nerdy version of like a Mad Men, right? I would always be dressed like in business attire, like everywhere I went, you know, and I would try and like come into a room and control the room. It was a lot of politics. And I'd be having discussions about things that I knew I was out of my depth, but they just took me in, and I was able to do that. Me too, and I'm like super gay, so I got a bunch of Milo comparisons. You know, I went to see him speak in college. That was crazy. We snuck in to his speaking arrangement, because I was in Massachusetts. He was speaking somewhere up in New Hampshire. So I hopped in a car, me, a friend of mine who, it was like one of those fancy colleges, one of those big Ivy Leaguer type deals, right? Again, this is like out of the movies type things, right? Because remember, guys, I was doing this stuff around like the beginning of like all the chaotic politics, right? And Boston was like at the center of that. So like we went out there and the line was around a block, right, to see Milo speak. So what happened is that we're like, okay, let's just like walk around back, right? See if there's another way in. So we basically got out of line, and we had one guy sneak in through the front to open the back door so that way we could just get in. And I saw him speak. He's like fucking crazy now, by the way, Milo. I think he runs like a gay conversion camp. But I wanted to hear what he had to say, you know? Like one of the interesting things about politics is all the crazy people you meet. And I met a lot of people from a lot of different walks of life. So like it was just one of those eye-opening things to find out the variety of opinions that exist out there. But that's just one of those examples of just like going, it's like I got the opportunity, like am I gonna say no to that? Come on, like that was one of the most prolific political commentators of that time. I wasn't gonna say no. Like if it was somebody like absolutely nuts, I'd still want to hear what they had to say, just cause, come on, like who wouldn't? Yeah, there was a time that we were walking. So our college was sandwiched in between two colleges, right? And so I was out with a couple of my boys, right? We were trying to go to a party at one of the neighboring colleges, right? Because we wanted to experience a college party. Because when you go to gamer college, guys, you don't have parties, Okay, that doesn't happen. But we wanted to go to like a college Project X rager type deal. And we get to the place and they're like, they're trying to cover charge us, right? And they were trying to like make us pay to go in, and we didn't want to pay. We went home and we're walking through the city. And I lived in a city called Worcester. And if any of you are from Massachusetts, you know Worcester is fucking not the best place to be walking around. My friend Teddy, who was a big white guy, right? But we were pissed, we're walking home. And we're walking by it. The street's dead empty. And this old Cadillac pulls up next to us. And he's like, hey, yo, man, you want to come over here? Some guy in a car. If anybody ever asked to come over to the car and they're asking for like directions or something, don't do it. Don't do it. Because something bad's about to happen to you. Okay? Basically what happens is if you go up to the window of a car like that, they pull a gun on you and say, give me everything. Basically after that, he was like, if I ever see you on this street again, I'll fucking kick your ass. And so we run away. We run away from the man in the car. And a little further down the street, there's a guy who is a local homeless man who does a lot of drugs. A lot. And he has a suitcase and he's standing in the street and he's barefoot and it's also November. And he said, if you step foot on my street, I'm gonna fucking kick your teeth out. Basically what happened is we called the campus police. They never caught the guy, but they're like, we appreciate that you guys go out. Not a lot of the students here go out. You give us something to do. And also we're really glad you didn't go up to that car, because a lot of the students here, they'd walk up to the car, they'd get robbed, they'd get shot. I'm glad you didn't. And it's like, well, thanks, campus police. I'm glad that you're excited that we give you something to do, but are also not stupid. And my Dova script tattoo, I always tell people it says I eat ass, but then people don't appreciate humor anymore. So it says strength, actually. So, I mean, I'd much rather drink steak sauce than drink barbecue sauce. It's like the thickness, the viscosity of it is just not a fun experience, Like you just don't want to be about that. Well, I don't have stories now, right? Because my new college is just filled with like there's parties there, right? And I don't want to do that anymore. And then like on top of that, a lot of people like doing coke, and I don't want to pick up a coke habit. So there's that. This is gonna blow your mind, guys. You want to see an old school meme? I went to school with Magma Flower. I went to school with this guy. He was in my art class. He came into art class one day wearing a Tosh.0 t-shirt. Why? Because that was the day his Tosh.0 episode aired.
Hi, baby girl. Everything's okay, I promise. I forgive you. It's okay, don't worry about it. Everything's gonna be okay. I love you. I love you so much. I love you more than there are grains of sand on every beach of every planet, of every galaxy.
Oh my god. Oh my god. This is rough. See, and I'm going to describe some of the things I know about this guy after we watch the video. Yes, I went to school with this guy. He was friends with a friend of mine who's like a car photographer now. His name's Kyle. This guy's not named Kyle. My friend is named Kyle, right? I went to school with this guy. A friend of mine is good friends with him. But yes, I went to school with him.
The universe. I need you in my life. I need you.
Do you know the story behind the video? Yes, and I will talk about it in a second. I think Wavy Web Surf also did a video on it. That's pretty good, but I was there, okay?
More than humans need water and food to survive.
That's so fucking extreme, dude. I know he's like 15, 16 in this video, right? But he's like at a point now where like saying that is crazy.
You mean more to me than Home Depot means to Mr. Logerato.
All right, guys. So Mr. Logerato was my English teacher. He was an English teacher I had freshman year of high school. Mr. Logerato was like the young hot teacher, right? He's probably not hot now, But he was like the young hot teacher when I was there. Real lumberjack kind of persona. He had a big beard and a nice full head of black hair. Very built body, right? And it was like a joke about him liking Home Depot and stuff like that. And people would always talk about how he would, because, we're high schoolers, right? People would always talk about how he would get hard when there was pretty women in his classes, which is a lie. But people would say that about him. And that's why he would stand behind a desk with the desk in front of his crotch, right? Because he had a podium he stood up at the front of the class with. But he was an English teacher at my high school. I don't know if he's still there, but he was definitely there when this happened. So my English teacher, Mr. Logerato, I had asked him, I'm like, oh, about this video? He's like, yeah, I know about this video. He's like, you know how long it took for the jokes to stop? He's like, even in the teacher's lounge, they would joke about this, So, seriously. Teachers would laugh at him because they thought it was fucking nuts that he was in this video.
You mean more to me than just anything. You mean more to me than gold and diamonds mean to the greediest burglar. And you're just the most perfect, most beautiful girl in all of the world. And I love you so much. I hope you enjoy watching this, baby girl.
the little lick of the lips at the end, and the kiss. No, man. Oh my god, that's rough. This is more cringe. You're right. This is more cringe than the TikToks.
See you at school tomorrow, baby girl.
That sounds so threatening. It's so threatening.
I love you. I do. It's true.
Stop,
I love
bro.
you more than
Please.
anything else in the world.
Please.
Bye, baby girl. Stay perfect. Just for me.
The cringe is so raw. It's like it just got picked off the tree. I can't judge. Maybe she has a cringe kink. So Brianna was not happy with this, by the way, guys. Brianna was not happy about this. Yeah, he left up the love confession, right? Because these got millions of views. I can't remember his name, but I remember him selling T-shirts. He sold T-shirts with the word gold and diamonds on it and a stick figure of his face, right? Selling T-shirts based on the crazy shit he said in these videos. And he would wear them to school all the time. This was like the highlight of his internet career, if you will. But yeah, he was like a real, like the punk redneck kind of mix, like the Insane Clown Posse type. Not that he listened to ICP because he wasn't that cool. But, he would listen to like that kind of music. Say fuck, smoke cigarettes, be a fucking delinquent to society, that kind of shit. We had a whole conversation about him being on Tosh.0. He talked about being flown out there, all that stuff. Hope he maybe made his money from it while he could. He definitely tried to capitalize on it, yeah. This entire second video was him trying to capitalize on it. Today's Diesel tells horrific and hilarious stories. So in 6th grade, the night before my first day of 6th grade, I had a lot of ice cream. Because when you're a fat kid, your parents don't tell you no to these things. So I ate it, some sprinkles, some vanilla ice cream, the classics. And I'm lactose intolerant, right? I have irritable bowel syndrome, right? So diarrhea has been a constant fixture in my life for a long time. So I'm on the bus, right? I'm on the school bus to school, and the bus driver, I tell him, I'm like, Mr. Bus Driver, I'm a 6th grader, and I really need to take a shit. And he says, no, you gotta have to wait. It's about 45 minutes to school, by the way, right? So I make it about halfway to school. We hit another bus stop. I'm sitting at the front of the bus, and I shit my pants. I shit myself in my school uniform because I had to wear a uniform. And this ain't like a little turd. I didn't have a little turd. Guys, I'm talking I full stack blew up. Okay? Like it was bad. It was a crime scene. Okay, crime scene shit festival. Okay, so I tell the bus driver I have now shit myself, right? Because he didn't stop at a fucking gas station. That's all he had to do, right? Because we passed like 3 of them. He didn't stop at one. So now I shit myself on the bus in front of all these little kids. Man's dropped Nagasaki in his trousers. Fucking, it was a tragedy. It was a tragedy. Civilian casualties, literally. Let me continue. So we stop at this house, and the bus driver, he's like a Hispanic guy, and he's like, "Hey, again, this kid, he needs to use the toilet," you know. And they let me out, and this family lets me use their toilet. They bring me to their bathroom. And I fucking destroy it in there. There's shit everywhere, guys. There's crap everywhere, all over the seat, all over my fucking pants, my underwear. Destroyed. It's a fucking crime scene. It's disgusting. So I shit the biggest shit of my young child life so far. And I go, well, these underwear are ruined. I can't put them back on. At least my pants are kind of clean. You know, it's not that bad. Like I can make it to class in them. I won't feel good about it, and there's no amount of cleaning myself that's gonna make it any better. But I gotta get rid of these underwear. There's no garbage can in the bathroom, so it's just this is like one of the dumb kid things you do. I took the fucking poopy underwear and I shoved them behind the toilet, and I just left these nice people who let a stranger use the crapper a present for one of them to clean up. I was like, what, 10, 11? Like, what the fuck was I gonna do? Right? And then they put me back on the bus, and I go to school. The school had already called my parents, so they're gonna meet me at the school. My mom is gonna meet me at the school. I get to the nurse's office, and when you go to Catholic school, they make you do morning prayer. So instead of going to morning prayer, I'm laying on the nurse's office in the nurse bed. You know, they give me a fresh pair of pants to put on and all this shit. Clean stuff to put on. But I still feel like crap because, I mean, like, I was covered. For the sub with Prime, that was the kind of fart that I let out, by the way. Bash Bandicoot, thank you. Fucking butchered their bathroom, left evidence at the crime scene. I'm not done yet, right? So now I'm at the nurse's office. They give me a clean pair of pants, but I still got poop. Yeah, guys, I was like covered in fucking shit. Okay, it was fucking horrendous. It was a bad time. So here I am, covered in shit, crying in the nurse's office. You know, little Diesel's crying, and I'm like, I can't go to class. I'm covered in duty. And my mom comes in, and she's like, no, he's going to class. It's like the first day of school, he's not missing it. And I had to, like, guys, my face was like flush with tears. I was crying so hard, and then my parents still made me go to class. Needless to say, I took a very strong shower at the end of the day. But it was the worst thing ever to be spending a whole day feeling like poop, like you are poop, literally. So that was my day, and I ruined their toilet. Like, it was a disaster. Like, the fucking thing got clogged when I was pooping in it. It was disgusting. It was horrible. I hated it. And needless to say, I did not talk to anybody who was on the bus. But everybody knew that I had shit my pants. Because you go to a tiny Catholic school, you have like 24 kids in a classroom. So everyone knew why I wasn't at morning prayers that day. Right? Everyone knew why I wasn't there. Right? Because the little kids got off the fucking bus and told, yeah, this kid fucking shit his pants on the bus. So everybody knew that I crapped it. And it was not a fun experience. Nobody ever brought anything up to me, but I knew everybody knew. Man's felt the inherent guilt of chemical warfare. Anyway, that's the story of me crapping my pants. I knew that was a story I was going to tell on stream at some point. I just didn't know it would be today. Now that I think about it, I can't believe my parents let me go to school after that. That was pretty fucked up of them. What is it with like anime stuff and like unconsensual behavior, guys? What is with that? Do people like that? Because I don't. Like, who wants to be minding their own business? Okay, another thing, right? Who's minding their own business, right? and then they just instant like I hate. Don't you just hate it when it's just like boom fuda? Like who is that for? It's like it's just for bisexual dudes. Like how many of those are there? Why is there so much? Why kidnap? Why kidnap? Why not just go for a cup of coffee? Why not just spend time with? I don't need consent to shove my dick through a piece of paper. Okay, you said that. Diesel, the fuda is for me. Guys. What the issue here is, right, is that there's more fuda than there are people who are looking for fuda. Okay, that's what I'm saying. The people who are like, yeah, I like ugly bastard. How many of you are there? What's wrong with you? Do you dislike things that look nice? Do you just enjoy, I don't know, dysfunctional looking humans? I'm not saying you shouldn't have the fuda. I'm just saying, like, why am I always getting surprised by it? Like, why is it always so? It's just like you're minding your own business and boom, skate fast and make sure you ask for consent, because apparently that doesn't exist on TikTok. Now remember, guys, poggers is my word. You can say poggers if you want. As a protected class, as a streamer. You see, my income was leaked recently. I'm not very happy about it.